Hi guys, welcome to another session with Sid. This is Learn with Sid every day at 3:30. So my sessions are live. If on the odd occasion I can't do it live because my internet connection is not working or I can't connect, then I do upload a video up later that day. Right, so let's have a look at who is watching me live. And if it's your first time, give me a shout out, guys. If you're regular, again, let me know that you're watching. Now, today's session, we are looking at photosynthesis. Okay, so our topic today is photosynthesis, and it's a nice follow-on for anyone that has done science camp with me, because we looked at cells, we looked at plant cells, we looked at animal cells, and we talked about something called chloroplast in the cells. So now we're going to find out what those chloroplasts actually do. So everything interlinks with science. So for those of you that are doing science camp, you'll be realizing that I'm referencing a lot the YouTube videos, because there's links in all the aspects of science that build up our science knowledge. So it's always great to be doing all of these things. Next week, we're looking at magnets for science camp, if anyone's interested. So we've done a short 20-minute video on YouTube on magnets, but over the science camp, it's going to be 3+ hours of learning. So lots for you guys to learn. Right, so today's topic, photosynthesis. What are we going to be looking? Now, you can see in the background, I'm in the forest today, because we're going to be learning about how these trees make food to survive. Okay, so how do they make food to survive that enables them to grow? Because we as humans, we eat food, right? But we have to physically go make food and eat it. The trees can't walk. How do they make food if they stood still? So we're going to be looking at the different components that are needed for photosynthesis and how that works. Okay, so first of all, let me get started. So I'm going to set up my screen so I can share with you my desk. And I'll be showing you what you guys are going to be needing today. So I've got myself some green paper. You're going to need some green paper because we're going to be creating some leaves. So have some green paper. You're also going to need some white paper to stick your leaves on. Felt tips, scissors, glue, all the general stuff that we use. Right, let's get started then. Okay. Right, so I've got myself a white piece of paper. So this is my paper over here, and I'm going to be using this for today's session. I've also got some green paper over here. I've got a couple of different colored greens. Let me show you the other one. I quite like this one. So this is card though. I'm tempted to use this instead because it's a lovely green. Actually, I'll stick with the light one. The light one's going to be good because I can put the details in with a thicker, a darker color green felt tip pen. So let's see who's watching today. We've got Aman and Hannah, we've got Sarah, we've got Toby and George, Umayma and Sumaya. Brilliant, guys. Welcome. And a lot of you are regular, so it's brilliant. So we're going to start off first by drawing a leaf onto our piece of paper. So I'm going to draw here a lovely leaf. Okay, so I've got my leaf. I'm going to draw some veins in there. I'm not really good at this. We just need something that looks roughly like a leaf. If you want, you could do a whole art project on leaves. Go and grab some leaves from outside, have a go at painting them, making them look really nice and cool. Okay, so I'm going to cut this leaf out. Now, if you don't have green paper, you can always color yours in. So I've just saved myself from coloring in by having some green paper already, but you can always use what you've got around the house. Okay, or you can always just draw, just color that in. You can always just draw the leaf straight onto your piece of paper. So use what you've got in the house. I just wanted it to look a bit more nice and do a little cutting as well in our project today. Okay, so if you've done work on cells before, so especially those of you that did the science camp with me, you'll know that the difference between plant and animal cells, so cells are the things which make up in all the living things. Okay, they're the basic units for living things. The cells for plants has extra stuff. And one of those extra things is your chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are in these little tiny cells. So they've got little tiny cells that make up this, just like we've got atoms that make up everything. Atoms make up the cells, and the cells make up things that are alive. Okay, so we've got these tiny little things in there. I'm going to stick down this leaf over here. So I'm going to grab some glue. There's my glue gone. We've got Manahil and Rayana already. Brilliant. Eleanor say, yay, cutting practice. Yeah, so those of you that follow me on Facebook, I posted today a conversation that I had with a parent about how to improve handwriting. And most people will think the solution to improving handwriting is to do more handwriting practice. Okay, that seems like the obvious solution. And that's the technique that schools will use. So to practice handwriting, they'll give you more handwriting tasks. Now that can get really boring. And also it takes a long time to actually improve your handwriting using that method. So what you need to be doing is developing those fine motor skills. So kids, if you're listening, you need to be doing cutting, you need to be doing sewing, you need to be doing tying shoelaces and playing with small bits of Lego. Yes, excuse me, play with Lego, it's learning. So there's lots of things that you guys can be doing to help you practice and getting those fine-tuned skills in to enable you to help you improve your handwriting. Right, let me just move that camera a bit up so you can see my entire page. Okay, so we're going to write here photosynthesis. Again, a long word. So let's see if I can spell this right. I'm going to find the word because I don't know how to spell that. Well, you can actually figure out how to spell it by spelling it out phonetically. So photo is easy. So you write photo first, P-H-O-T-O, and then synthesis is the more difficult bit. And so it's going to be S-Y-N. So let me just find, because I want to look at some of the, I had my book open to reflections earlier because we were looking at, in our science camp, stuff about light. So we're on the light camp this week. Next week is going to be magnets. So for those of you that want to join in, magnets is a really cool topic to have a look at. Okay, so let's write this down here. So we're going to write photosynthesis at the top. We're going to write P-H-O-T-O S-Y-N-T-E-T-H-E, photosynthesis. Okay, so we've got photosynthesis, very long word, and it's got the word photo in there, and then synthesis. Okay, so this is to do with how I was going to say animals, how plants make food, and they need a couple of things to enable them to make food. So we've got this plant here. This is going to be connected to stems. We've just taken the leaf in isolation just to look at it in more detail. And we're going to be telling you what else they're going to be needing for this to work. Well, the first thing that they're going to need to be able to operate and to be able to produce food, they're going to need water. So we're going to get a blue felt tip pen, and I'm going to draw an arrow to show the direction that the water comes into the plant. Okay, so the water is coming from the roots of the plant. So remember, this is going to be have a stem, and so the water is going to be coming from the roots of the plant, and it's going to be climbing up the stalk, and it's going to go into the leaves and into the cells. So we're going to have water that's coming in. So I'm going to write water over here, and it's absorbed by the roots, okay, of your plant or tree or whatever you've got. Okay, so that's what's coming in first. Next, what we're going to have is, in order for photosynthesis to work, you also need other things. Oh, my glue's just gone everywhere. It's what happens when you've got so much stuff open in front of you. Okay, right. Let me see if I can do this again. Everything. Oh, my shelf is covered in glue. Gonna have to sort that out. Right, so we've got water coming in. Then the next bit that you're going to be needing is sunlight. So I'm going to draw a big sun in the corner. So we're going to have a big sun over here in the corner, and that's going to be giving off sunlight. I'm going to color it in yellow, and we're going to have ray lines. The sun is really important. We've been learning about it in our light course this week. The sun gives off light. We also talked about it in our YouTube video where we looked at the different types of radiation that the sun is giving out. and some of it's really harmful, but our atmosphere protects us. This is why it's really important to protect and ensure that our atmosphere stays nice and strong, to being able to protect all the bad rays that are coming from the sun. So things like gamma rays, X-rays, and all of that get stopped by our atmosphere. So we get sunlight. So the sunlight's coming in. We're going to write here sunlight. Okay, so that is one of the ingredients that you need for photosynthesis. So you need water, you need sunlight. Okay, let's have a look at what else we're going to need. We're going to need, what do we breathe out? So we give off a gas which is which we are releasing out. So a gas that we're releasing out is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide enters the leaf. Okay, so it diffuses in from the air and it goes into the leaf, and the cells need that to produce photosynthesis. It's one of the core ingredients. So we're going to draw here arrows to show carbon dioxide going in, being diffused. So we're going to do carbon dioxide, D-I, how do I spell dioxide? D-I-O-X-I-D-E. I have too many blank moments when it comes to spelling. Carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide is going in. I'm going to color these arrows in so they look cool. And it's being diffused into the cells. Okay, so we've got three things so far. We've got the water, we've got the sunlight coming in, we've got the carbon dioxide. Right, now this is the bit where we touch on when we looked at the cells. So there's another key component that you need for this leaf to work, and that is chloroplasts. Okay, so for those of you that looked at the cells science camp, we looked at chloroplasts in a lot of details. So I don't know how much shall I draw. Should I draw the entire, let me draw the entire cell. So we have got, I'm going to draw a leaf cell. Okay, now these cells are little tiny bits inside the leaf here. This is like a little tiny cell there. So you can draw a little dot if you want. I might make that arrow a bit bigger. Okay, so we've taken one of those cells and we've just blown it up and made it bigger. So I've just taken that cell and I've made it bigger over here. Okay, and we're going to see what that cell looks like. So this cell has got a cell membrane. It's got a cell wall, which keeps it nice and rigid. Okay, you've got your nucleus in there. So I'm going to color that in. Let's color that in red. You've got the cell sap in there. So there's a big area over here. I'm going to color that in blue, because that's where the cell keeps some of its water and nutrients and it stores it. Okay, and then you've got the area where all the chemical reactions are happening around here. Now inside, it looks like a big nose and an eye. So inside here, you've also got these little green bits all the way in that cell. Okay, I'm just going to make them thicker. Right, these are chloroplasts. Okay, so the fourth thing, we've done three things already. We've done water, we've done carbon dioxide, we've done sunlight. The fourth thing you're going to need is chloroplasts. So I'm going to draw an arrow right here. Okay, I need to. It's the chlorophyll inside the chloroplast. So we could write here, these are chloroplasts. So we're going to write chlorophyll. Ugh, made a mistake. Let's start again. C-H-L-O-R-O. I'm going to run out of space. I've run out of space. Okay, right. I'm going to cut a piece of paper out and stick it on top. Let me just write it on here and then we'll copy it over. Right, so we've got, I'll cut it out and stick it over. Chlorophyll found in chloroplasts. So these big green bits, so I might write that in this green to represent that. That's what these green bits are showing. The chlorophyll is the bit inside the chloroplast. Okay, so let me spell that correctly. Chloroplasts. I'm going to cut that out. I wasn't expecting to draw the entire cell, which is why I've run out of space in that corner there. I might just stick it like that, slightly coming off the page. So where's my glue that was getting everywhere earlier? Now we're going to put some glue over here. And we're going to stick that there. Okay, and I'm just going to take an arrow and I'm going to label these are the chloroplasts. So the green bits here are the chloroplasts. They contain a substance inside of that which gives the green chemical color, and that is chlorophyll. So there's 4 things that we need for photosynthesis. Just going to neaten that up. It looks like it's a complete cell. So there's 4 things we need. We need water, we need carbon dioxide, we need sunlight, and we need chlorophyll, right? So we're going to write here the equation for photosynthesis. So we're going to write the equation for photosynthesis. So down here, I'm going to cut a big green length of paper because I'm going to write down the equation on there. So I should probably write it on before I cut it because I might run out of space like I always do. I'm going to take the risk. You might want to write it on first and then cut out your piece of paper. This equation is important. You need to know it for GCSE as well. We're doing some GCSE work here again. Let's make it slightly tiny, slightly smaller than that. Right, someone's asking, how can I watch on Zoom? So these sessions are on YouTube. They're not on Zoom. Okay, so these sessions are on YouTube. The camps that we do, the science camps, they're in a closed Facebook group. So you can find out more information by following the links in the description. There's not going to be anything in the description for this yet, but if you go to the other videos, you can find the website femtinos.com and find out how to sign up. Okay, so this is live on YouTube. It's not on Zoom. So here we're going to be sticking that on, and we're going to write down the equation. I've ruined my glue now because it's been falling around everywhere. It's like lost one of its sides. It's gone all over my my shelf. What's happened is because I was doing the science camp earlier, I didn't tidy my desk. So my desk is really messy and I'm just chucking stuff about. Okay, so this is going to be my equation. It's not even straight, but it's fine. Okay, so this is what we're going to be writing. We've got carbon dioxide. So I'm going to take my brown felt tip and I'm going to write carbon dioxide. I'm going to show you how all of these things combine. So carbon dioxide is first. Then we put plus. What else are we adding into that? We're adding water. Okay, so you do carbon dioxide and water. Those two are your reactants. So we put water. You're going to be like, hang on a second, what about the sunlight and the chlorophyll? We're going to need that as well, don't we? We do need that, but those aren't chemicals. They help it to happen, but the two reactants, the two chemicals that are working together are the carbon dioxide and the water. So these are your reactants. Then what we do is we draw an arrow over here, and our sunlight goes on the arrow because that's not actually a component in your chemical reaction. It helps it to work and happen, but sunlight goes on here, and we have chlorophyll over here. should have chlorophyll, not chlorophyll. Okay, and I want to color in that arrow red as well. So we've got carbon dioxide plus water. Then you've got sunlight and chlorophyll being added into that, because otherwise we wouldn't get the reaction happening. Actually, I might go over that in dark because you can't really see it on the green. Probably wasn't wise to do it in green. And then what we have coming out are the two components which help it to produce, well, which are the products that are produced. So we have something called glucose. I'm going to get a different color. Let's do gray for that. Glucose, which is the plant food. Glucose. And we're not going to go into detail into discussing what glucose is. And then what we have is we've got oxygen being given out. So for oxygen, I'm going to use, let's use a different color. Let's use purple for oxygen. Plus oxygen. So plants are really good for us as well, because they're cleaning the air. They're taking in the carbon dioxide and they're releasing oxygen, okay? Which makes them really important for us as well, because we give out loads of carbon dioxide. We want to get rid of it and have something that's good in the air, which is the oxygen. But they also produce glucose, which is food for the plant to help it grow. Now I'm going to put this into a box. This is really important. You're going to need to know this for GCSE. You're going to need a bit more detail for GCSE, but it's a good start. So for those of you that are working with your families where kids are even younger than GCSE, brilliant. You've done brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing your photosynthesis work. Now, before you finish, we're going to write our name on here. So Sid is my name. You write yours. And we're going to write hashtag science with Sid. This is a lovely addition to add to your cells work that we did in the science camp, or if this is brand new for you, a good start to a project about plants or even cells, or even learning about chemicals and how the reactions happen. So there's loads of things that you could take away from today's session. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Send in your images. Again, I will produce these into a video, so do send them in. I'm looking forward to seeing your photosynthesis work, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for an art session. Okay, so long overdue. We've got art tomorrow. I think I got mixed up and did 2 arts like within 3 days over the weekend. So we got art coming up in tomorrow's session. So I'll see you then. Bye. Bye, guys.